happy holidays, Eigen folks.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Yes, so you guys, I hope you are enjoying your holiday. We didn't realize this was actually going to be coming out on Christmas, so...
I did, but...
Okay. Wish you would have told me I was going to... we could have prepared maybe a holiday special episode, but all I have is this cardigan now, so...
So that's good enough, I think,
hopefully.
for the people at home. Terence being festive, and me, I'm dressed in blue. Like the weather outside, I like to coordinate. Anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe, and
check out Eigenbros.com, Eigenbros on Instagram, Eigenbros on Twitter, and Eigenbros2 on TikTok.
Yep.
And of course, thank you once again to our patrons. You guys are the best. We greatly appreciate your support, and anybody else who wants to support, guys, make sure you check out the Patreon. And there's going to be a 30-minute podcast every week, so check that out.
Yes.
Yeah, let's begin.
And, let's get into the show. So, this week, I think you wanted to mention, or you wanted to talk about this thing called the Great Filter.
Right. So we can have an existential Christmas on how we're all going to die.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Just in line with this holidays, because I've been dealing with a coronavirus scare.
Yeah.
And that maybe that's a great filter, bro. Maybe that's
Juan almost brought the great filter right in this house.
The great virus that wipes out most of you. Actually, no, it's fine.
Yeah, maybe Corona is the great filter.
Nah, it's 1% of the population. But yeah, no, everything's fine. But the thing that's not fine is, like you're saying, the existential crisis of handling how humanity handles.
Pandemic specifically?
No, the situation of like the Great Filter. So for those folks at home that don't know what this is, because I had no clue that this was a
thing.
This was a topic of discussion for philosophers, I guess, right? Or people who
physicists and philosophers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a metaphysics thing, right? Where it's like you're talking of like why life exists, and then how come we don't see other
alien life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess to explain, the Great Filter is kind of this concept of basically either some event that's behind us or some event that is in front of us that essentially gets rid of most of life in the universe. So it's an explanation for why we don't see, or it's trying to explain why we don't see more life in the universe. Like, why isn't that we're not seeing a bunch of different aliens all over different planets and getting radio communications from them? So it's a way of explaining this.
Isn't this like the Fermi Paradox or something?
Yeah. It's definitely related to the Fermi Paradox for sure. It might even have come out from that. I'm not sure exactly.
Where it's like Enrico Fermi, physicist, he was like, hey, why isn't life more common, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And then finding out that it's it can be related to the fact that most civilizations probably destroy themselves before reaching like a point of becoming intergalactic or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Just some barrier that makes people destroy themselves.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Juan? Do you think we're past the Great Filter or no? Or is it lying ahead?
It's lying ahead.
Any idea of what you think it might be?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like any successful species has to work together.
Yeah.
And I think like a species intelligent enough to like kind of like, how would you say, resolve conflict would mean how successful it is. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
At organizing and doing things as a unit.
So you're saying we have not had enough unity yet?
Yeah. No,
okay. So you think our Great Filter is yet to come?
Yeah, for sure.
So do you have any idea what the event would be? Like, what do you have in mind?
What do I have in mind?
Yeah. What are you thinking?
When the Xenobots become sentient.
Throwback to last episode. So check it out if you haven't seen it yet.
No, just like, I guess like, there were propositions of like AI becoming like a problem that like if it became, how would you say?
Sentient.
Yeah, sentient enough to be like, go against its creators and stuff.
Sure.
Which I don't see that happening, but because if I look at myself as if I was an AI, I'd be like, I don't need any organic stuff. I don't need any of the things that the organics need. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
So you would leave them alive? You're saying, or no?
bro, you can go inhabit any planet you want as a metallic being. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe AI's mission is to maximize its. What if it's like got some weird parameter where it's just to maximize its influence on the universe, and it wants to cover every parameter of space.
Well, we'd have to program it with that,
Yeah.
probably.
But then, once AI reaches some kind of, super intelligence, you don't know what the programming is because they could program themselves essentially.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe that's the conclusion. They realize
Sure,
that.
but then I think they'd realize that cooperation is the best method of.
With who? Humans?
And I mean, just even being so intelligent enough, even if they fool us into just patting us on the head, like in some sense, just being like, "We'll give you this corner of the galaxy."
I think you have too much faith.
Maybe, but I do wonder if there's like a sort of Thanos-esque like alien species or something
That
that's
wants
like,
to wipe everybody out, or at least half the population.
well, just like imagine being the first alien civilization that wants to colonize the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Although this seems kind of silly, but yeah. I mean, like, I just think we're too young. We're too young. We're there's no way that other alien civilizations have colonized because we're in the Milky Way.
Milky Way, yeah. The next closest galaxy, I believe, is Andromeda.
Yeah, Andromeda. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're thinking we're too young of a civilization to not have the Great Filter approaching on the horizon. You think we got more problems incoming?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is tier 1 of like issues that we need to resolve.
Yeah.
We're still fighting amongst ourselves about petty stuff, like,
yeah.
and it's a thing that we need to overcome, but get better at conflict resolution in some sense.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I don't know if there is necessarily a great filter. What I'm thinking is my gut intuition is that maybe there's a multitude or a series of things that happen to where you have to get past all of these series of events to be able to move forward.
Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking of all the existential threats are on our horizon. For one being a pandemic, you already saw how poorly that can be handled, right? And that just opens up my eyes even more to how many existential threats we can have that we're just not prepared for. You can have meteor impacts, we have things like GRBs, gamma ray bursts, you have black holes in the universe, you have we have so many things that could potentially kill us. Of course, climate change is a big one. So I think it's maybe a slew of events. It's more of not a great. It's maybe not so much of a great like wall. It's more of like a it's more of like maybe like a what would you call it? Like
a load.
Yeah, it's a bunch of different stuff. It's like a great obstacle course, maybe we could say.
Yeah. I mean, life is literally a series of obstacle courses. How good are certain organisms at adapting to their environment is really the thing, right?
Yeah.
I think simple life is better at it. You know what I mean? Like we see evidence of like tardigrades inhabiting other planets. You could say they're the most successful life ever to exist because they've been found on meteors, I think, and
right.
There's theories
they can survive in many extreme climates.
Yeah, exactly. There are theories that they help originate life on this planet too. So so it's like. Yeah, it makes me think like the simpler the life, the more I think simple life exists all around in our galaxy. Yeah.
Same.
So, but the question is really like complicated organisms. Are they, what are the filters? I guess, but human beings have gone through multiple, I guess you could say, cataclysmic events in the history of.
But I don't know if we could say that human beings as a I guess you could. I'm trying to think of like what world influence events we had. I guess
we had an ice age.
Yeah, ice age. You're right.
That almost like that. I think at some point estimates of like tens of thousands of human beings lived on the planet. Now it's 7 billion, but mammals don't do so well. Well, life doesn't do so well in cold climates.
Yeah.
Life does better in warm climates.
Yeah. So that's true. We have gone through the whole ice age thing, huh?
Yeah.
And then we've had some other ones that have been man-made,
True.
Like,
World Wars.
Yeah, world wars, exactly. We've gone through that. Yeah, yeah. There's been several.
Well, climate change is like the one biggest thing of becoming industrialized in some sense. How it's like it's a cost to growing a population.
Right.
We increase CO2 emissions, feeding that many people, that kind of thing.
Do you think we'll be able to curtail climate change in time?
No.
No?
No.
Juan the pessimist.
We're too late. We're too late.
Juan the emo.
We're too late, man. No,
I think for real we're too late?
I think we're too late. Go tell your people. Go
don't
tell
say
your.
that. You got to give hope.
Go tell
to the
your
audience.
nephew this. Just pat him on the back. It's too late.
Enjoy life, buddy.
Enjoy life, buddy.
It's gonna be short lived.
This next.
It's so dark.
No, I think we're gonna see the runoff effects of climate change, and people are going to. All the naysayers are going to be like, there's no point in talking about what we should have done. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
And just live life now.
Yeah, they're just going to be like, it is, it happened.
Uh-huh.
We have to fix problems now. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the
Right.
caricature of humanity's like a good psychological like view of what humanity is like college students when a 10-page essay is due. That's a 10-page essay called Climate Change.
Like doing it like literally the day before, like hopped up on Adderall.
yeah.
Trying to get it all fixed right before class.
Exactly. This was literally the situation with the pandemic too. Like,
but that might be okay then, because I've done some essays like that in high school, and I've actually gotten A's on them, so we might win. What do you got to say to that, Juan?
I guess the structure, 30% of the population that's educated has been bred for this moment.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Of like,
we just got to do a couple overnighters,
It's minutes to midnight and the clock is running down. And I mean, every scientist in the world has literally been in that crunch time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
exactly.
And we're approaching.
We're no stranger
to crunch time and pressure. And that's literally what's going to happen. We're going to be in crunch time.
Mm-hmm.
The sea levels will rise. you're already seeing signs of it.
Yeah.
The weather's, we're getting like erratic weather, just climate that's like not
unprecedented
usual.
Levels of
unusual
warm weather. Yeah.
Unusual weather.
Every year is like a record in terms of
something's breaking.
Yeah. In terms of like the heat on Earth. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the heat retained, I should say.
Or even like just natural like how would you say cataclysms? Like record breaking like fires in the west. In the west of the U.S. And then like number of hurricanes in the season, like it's just becoming more active, like those kinds of things.
Right.
I mean,
like Florida gets hit with a hurricane every year.
Yeah, and even the Gulf and not
that that's
the
super
States.
Unusual.
Yeah, in the States, the Gulf's more active, more often than not. So the people that are naysayers are just going to be like, well, fine, it exists now.
Right.
And they're going to accept the fact that it is, and now the conversation is going to be like, how do we fix it?
Right.
And
too late.
It might be a little too late. No. I think it's going to be. There's going to have to be a shift of priorities for sure. It's going to be like this pandemic thing. It's going to be like everybody in the nation is going to have to focus
all their energy
and mental faculties.
Well, honestly, the whole pandemic thing was kind of impressive because we came out with this vaccine in under a year, which
people said we couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think it's unheard of to see that. And that was a whole collaborative effort, right?
Yeah, that made me hopeful, honestly.
Yeah. So I'm like, maybe we can do some of these things in crunch time. It's just people needed the fire under their ass, right, to have any kind of motivation.
I mean, life or threat scenarios. Yeah, humanity we have survived.
Yeah,
crazy amounts of bottlenecks, I guess. Or crazy like events
or precipices, you might say.
In what sense?
Because you're talking about like nuclear war or something, for instance. That could be an example of a great filter that could have ended us.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
For sure.
So is that what you're saying though? Because you said humanity has survived so many of these bottlenecks.
Yeah.
And I would say more of like precipices of maybe existential risk. We could say.
Right.
Yeah.
Where it's like the risk of history, ending civilization could be at that point. Climate change is one of these civilization ending like crises.
Yeah.
If people don't get the sense of magnitude, let's just say that it has runoff effects of like impacting like how we feed the world.
Right.
because the world's food supply will be destroyed by the fact that you can't make predictions on, like, how the season is going to be and all this other stuff. So
yeah.
and then
I think the runaway effects are more dire.
Oh yeah,
probably might be the most deadly part of climate change
for sure,
that I don't know if people realize.
For sure,
because it's like once you start seeing the effects of climate change, that might already be too late.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's too late. If you're reading this, if you're seeing these signs, it's too late.
Yeah, because that's the really scary part about climate change.
Yeah,
it's the what do you call it? The runaway effects that aren't obvious.
Yeah, and I would say we're already there. In some
I think
sense.
we are in some sense.
We're at the threshold of it, where if we don't move, if we don't act now, or if we don't start acting now, we're going to reach that point where things are going to go to shit.
Yeah.
And then we're all going to be scrambling.
And this is like, there's too many things going to shit. It's like when you have like so many holes in the ceiling and you only have a couple buckets, you can't just, I mean, there's so many buckets, right? You can't fucking, that's what I'm scared of. I'm like, if there's too many holes in the ceiling, it's like, it's over.
It's over.
The whole thing's just going to collapse.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, to give you some semblance of hope, let's just say that northern states, like the climates, the northern climates, are going to be more habitable.
But I guess that's something.
But southern climates, oh boy.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be smoking.
It's gonna be
fire.
desert. No, I'm not kidding. Like I think the U.S. I think they showed models of like how the U.S. would look, the latitude of the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good chunk of it is gonna be desert.
Wow.
Or like good chunk of it is predicted to be dry. Because I mean, like the way the Earth's oceans, like they shape, or the temperature of the Earth's oceans like shape how the climate looks on the Earth, because it affects like the winds and stuff, and like what places get rain, what places don't get rain, that kind of thing. Like, and that's going to shift dramatically. Like the Earth has gone through like climate change periods, but this is going to be a bottlenecking event for the population. Like it's going to decimate the population by how much, I don't know. Hopefully the world is like resilient enough to rely on themselves in some sense, but the global economy structure is like,
it's in jeopardy,
so interconnected that we rely on each other for like I don't know, like imagine
resources.
Like, resources like export. Like we have one country producing rice for a third of the country, a third of the world or something.
We're very dependent on each other.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, and that relies heavily on like
no rice. Things
being stable.
Fuck that world. Can't live without rice.
Yeah. So it's like I think climate change is going to be this like big. That's going to be our great filter that we have to get through.
Or one of them, maybe. At least going with my theory, I think.
Right.
There's going to be many.
Yeah. I mean, like we've dealt with climate change before, but it was a great bottlenecking event. Like the Ice Age was decimated like most life on Earth. And
interesting.
Yeah. And it's going to be like that. It's actually going to be the opposite. It's going to be warmer. So it's going to be, you're going to see more pandemics, because warmer climates mean, what did they say? Warmer climates mean more warmer, how would you say, jungle-like, I guess. How would you say?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
What's the word I'm looking for? Jeez. It's like the
swamp?
Swampy.
I don't know.
We're gonna have more. We're just gonna have more climates that are better for like the spread of viruses. And and other things. Yeah.
Yeah, because jungle. Yeah, you're saying because like jungles harbor like some of the worst viruses, like some that aren't even in existence in normal society yet, right?
Yeah.
Or in larger society, I should say.
Yeah, and then other animals, like you're gonna have an increase in like density of life. Yeah. And in some sense, you're going to see a great shift in like how life looks. Like all these great climate change like events like kill most life on Earth, but then you see like new life forms come up.
You think?
Or fill in
Is there enough
those
time
niches.
for that though? I don't know if there is.
I think that's the argument that we don't. It's too fast of a shift that
I don't think we're going to see
organisms don't adapt quickly enough.
Yeah, I think we're not going to see new life forms. I could see maybe if you're saying, unless you're saying like
incrementally, I'm saying obviously, but
well, what I'm saying is maybe that you'll see life forms that already existed, but they're emerging now as a higher in a higher level in the food chain. Let's say,
yeah, exactly.
because the predators might have gone extinct because some certain food source or something disappeared.
Well, that's the thing.
People, like
these climate change events, like they typically shave off the things that are at the top of the food chain.
Oh, really? That's what goes first.
Because they're larger organisms. Like, you know, they require more energy. They're
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You think about the pyramid. It's like it's built on the foundation of like all the smaller stuff.
Yeah, like, the smaller stuff can survive off.
It's
of,
more
like,
resilient. Yeah,
vegetables and you know a little bit of food, but that thing needs like if we're talking like a blue whale, it needs like what is it like tons of literal tons of like shrimp.
exactly,
and
literal
like,
tons.
Yeah, krill and shit every single day, like crazy.
Yeah, and if they don't have access to that, then it's.
Yeah. No more blue whales.
No more blue whales, and then but you might have, I don't know. It's such a dynamic system. It's hard to say. It's hard to be doom and gloom, but at the same time, we know that we should not be letting ourselves get to this point.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but I think mostly to blame is the corporations that have vested interest in this.
They should. They should have a vested interest because, like, if you're
I'm saying the corporations, like the oil people, and the ones who want to denounce climate change, because they're the ones that made it political, right?
They are.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they should have a vested interest because at the end of the day, if you're talking about profits, you know what I mean? Like,
what?
If we're talking about long-term profits. Like, it makes more sense to preserve.
Oh, they don't care about long-term profits.
I know. But this is
about the quarterly.
This is corporatism for you. Like, this is what it's focused on.
They if they had it their way, they would just use all the oil up, and then once they've squeezed every drop of oil, then they might care about
Yeah, but I mean, like they should push towards. This is why you need. Honestly, this is why you need scientists in those positions to say like we should shift. Like in those corporate positions, in those corporate head positions, in those boardrooms, talking about longevity and like
a scientist isn't going to help that though.
No, like saying like we need to shift.
You mean in a political position?
No, political. Okay, politics.
Not in corporate, because corporate they're already going to do what they are going to do to get their money in the, to reach their quarterly profits and all that stuff.
True, but I'm
they're
saying
not going
like
to be persuaded by a scientist.
I'm of the opinion that I think we can do more. Through market approaches, like because as you know, politics is very like it's built on. It's a feature that politics is a gridlock kind of system, like
right? Yeah,
wouldn't you say?
There's there's give and take, push and pull. Yeah.
There's compromise.
Yeah,
and the thing is, you can't compromise on a scenario where it's like when like the other side is I'm sorry, you're not accepting the facts of the situation.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
basically saying Republicans are idiots. Thank you.
I'm not saying that. Well, maybe. But like
don't be shy. Just call it like it is.
Well, I just saw our demographics and I think we're kind of split down the middle, aren't we?
I'm not sure. I think we have maybe some Republicans in here, but I did get a hate message the other day talking about how
we made fun of Joe Biden
because we were talking about it was the Benford's Law episode 91. Sure. I don't know if it's because of the content, if they were giving us hate mail because the content sucked.
Yeah.
But I was assuming it was hate because of the political aspect of it.
Gotcha.
Because we were basically making fun of the Republican math of election fraud. But anyway. But we don't hate Republicans. We're just joking, audience.
We're joking.
But we are going to shit on you, but I'll also shit on liberals too. So
we're equal opportunity.
I hate every both political parties. But in this case, Republicans suck way more in the climate change side. So you guys are going to get it.
Right. For sure. Yeah, anytime science comes up, they definitely come with the weird shit.
Yeah.
So anyway,
and their Bibles are thumping.
but regardless, like I think it needs to be we need to move towards market-oriented solutions towards climate change. Like for instance, I appreciate. I know we probably look like Elon Musk fanboys, but
kind of
like I appreciate what the push that he did early on in the 2010s, 2011s, just like trying to make the electric vehicle a viable option for the industry. The industry did not believe in batteries being the future, but he showed through like market forces, I would say, that you can have a luxury electric vehicle that's like uncompromising in like in its technology, I guess.
Right.
It offers so much more than just the old ass traditional internal combustion engine. So I'm saying hijacking these things, I think there are ways that we can reach solutions to reduce overall like how would you say, like greenhouse emissions and saving the planet and stuff like that.
But your whole point at the beginning of this was somehow saying that corporations should hire scientists in higher level
to help them move.
How would that
because
help?
it takes a scientifically minded person to know that like, well, you should invest R&D in like moving away from oil, moving away from these things.
Okay, so you're saying
unsustainable.
I see. So you're basically just saying that scientists need to be in these corporations to give these corporations more of a future vision rather than being so concerned with the short term.
Exactly.
Okay, sure.
Right. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think that could be viable for sure.
Yeah. Not so focused on the present of like immediate profits over like over more long-term, bigger picture kind of thing.
Right. At least at least if you had a sector focusing on that might be helpful. Yeah, I'm not really sure overall because I don't really know how corporations work. At least at any close level.
Yeah.
I know what I know from just reading and whatnot, but I never really did understand why corporations were always so obsessed with short-term profits anyway. So I'm like, that already doesn't make that much sense to me as it is. So I'm like, I don't really know how viable these things are. And for corporations like Shell to have such a disinformation campaign against climate change just seems so short-sighted and stupid to me. I just don't really understand why they would even do that in the first place. So clearly there are things I don't understand about corporate world. That maybe it's my naivety, which I will definitely leave as an option, or maybe it's just maybe it's their short-term naivety.
I think so.
It could be, but I don't know.
I think so. I mean, it's because a lot of these corporations operate as a self-interested entity, right?
Sure.
Like prolonging their existence.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you think about some of the solutions that people come to.
But if you only prolong your existence in the short term, you're going to die anyway in the long term.
I mean, it's like those. That's what dying industries do, though. They kick in. They kind of like they get cornered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they try to fight their way out. I think.
I guess so. Maybe it's just one reaction to a looming what would you call it? I guess irrelevancy or something like that.
I see this. Damn, I'm gonna get on a rant. I just made a connection the other day. I was like, I think this is what's gonna happen for millennials listening. I think this is also what's gonna happen to the housing market in some sense. We're gonna have a second collapse in some sense. Because it's the market's
I think that's pretty obvious.
Housing is so expensive because boomers and real estate people that making money put so much money in real estate, and like they make it so expensive to own houses, and we're forced to like how would you say
to still pay the same without any kind of wage increase. Right.
Yeah.
So it's just like this. More and more percentage of your income is going towards just living in a house, and you have no other money for anything else. So that becomes a problem, right?
It's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And then when the housing collapse happens, they're going to blame millennials, being like, millennials caused this problem. They're not buying houses. They should be buying houses. But it's like, no, we're minimizing.
It's like that Who Shot Hannibal meme? Why would millennials do this?
destroy the earning power of a dollar.
Right.
Like, just devalue the boomers are just so. I'm sorry, I shit on boomers so much, but you guys are really the cause of so many problems. Like, I'm sorry to say,
true.
This whole climate change thing too. But honestly, the boomers might be our greatest filter.
You heard it here first, folks. The boomers are the great filter.
You don't think so? Like pushing them out. How many of society's problems do you think would be fixed with a new mindset,
leadership,
with new ideas?
I think we would have a lot of technological leaps in our fixing of problems.
Yeah. Do you think if you versus a millennial or a Gen X,
Yeah.
who do you think would have better sort of position us better to solve some of these sort of great filter like events?
I think Gen X could do it.
Yeah.
Gen X probably would be better just because they have also experience.
More experience than us.
Yeah, because we don't have experience yet,
We don't,
right?
yeah.
And that can be a pretty big.
Most of us haven't had real jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
According
Some of us are still in school.
Well, according to boomers, we haven't had real jobs just because they won't give us the chance.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm looking at fucking applications online and shit for jobs, and I still feel like I only can qualify for entry level positions, and I've been in school for like what?
10 years.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. Boomers have the
come on.
audacity to say entry level position, but you need to have 10 years of experience.
Right.
Just like, what? What the hell are you talking
Yeah, it's just silly now. Everything's just so silly. But
Anyway, yeah.
I think Gen X would probably be the best because we need somebody with experience. Millennials would probably be it'd be good to pepper in millennials every now and then because we need some fresh ideas, right?
Yeah.
I think if you had a synergy with all generations, that would be ideal, right?
Yeah.
Boomers should be a minority, though.
Yeah.
Right? Boomers should be the minority because they should be the counselors that have the experience of several decades of pattern recognition, right?
Yeah.
The Gen X is going to be the ones in charge because they have the experience combined with the new, fresh ideas. And they're close enough to the younger generation where they can understand some of the issues. And then millennials will be thrown into the mix a little bit there.
Because we have our own generational issues, right?
Yes, exactly. And we'll have the foresight to foresee maybe more future problems that the Gen X won't see. So, I think you need a mixture of all generations. Maybe Gen X should be the ones in charge. Millennials should be the second in command, and then the Boomers should be the third.
Yeah. Thomas Jefferson had this idea. I know problematic He's
guy.
a problematic guy,
Okay.
but like
I guess
he had
every guy's problematic these days.
I mean, go back in history. I think
what man is not besides Mr. Rogers?
I think anytime you go back in history, there's something gonna be problematic about the person.
Yeah, and it's just like I love the whole trend of canceling people who are long dead.
Here's the thing. I think the
like,
left needs. I think the left
point?
needs I guess certain parts of the left need Jesus.
Yeah, they do.
Y'all need Jesus. Y'all need to learn.
If Jesus came back, though, the left would cancel Jesus.
No, the left needs a Jesus icon. Like, hey guys, maybe we should learn to forgive people for their transgressions.
Oh, they need an icon like a Gandhi or something.
Yeah. Somebody, literally a Jesus-like figure. Just be like, we're all problematic. We're born problematic.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We need to be every day. We should be more unproblematic.
But then they would just kill that guy because they would just say that you're problematic.
He's too
We're
problematic.
not. Yeah, he's too problematic because he accepts problematic behavior. He puts problematic people on a
platform.
Exactly.
I mean,
so Jesus would be the first to go.
Maybe, but I'm just saying that what was? Damn, I lost my point when I went on the tirade.
You were talking about Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson said that you should every 20 years we should undo. Every generation should be sort of pushed out of power every 20 years. You should have a new constitution. Was his idea?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That could be problematic, though.
It can be.
Imagine rewriting a whole new constitution with Trump in office.
Well, it's the idea. The idea is that it's a generational thing. Like it shifts and changes with the generational problems, and I can see that because now we're getting so big, or we're seeing things come up, and we're trying to adjust, and the Constitution is a living document, as people say.
Yeah.
And it's reinterpreted through the times and stuff like that. So in a sense, I guess it is, but I think the idea of it is that it's a generational. There should be a transfer of power through the generations to solve.
And
some of
therefore,
these
the ideas need to also transform with the generations.
Yeah.
I think I agree. The only problem is in practice, that shit's going to be hell. Right? Because the thing is, like, I think Thomas Jefferson also was thinking it more in rose-tinted glasses because during his time...
very poetic and...
Well, during his time, think of all the guys who were there starting it off. Him, Ben Franklin, John Adams, George Washington, you know, all these like heavy hitter guys that were all there as like actual public servants who were building a nation with an actual like pure vision behind it, a way to make a better nation than you know than Great Britain from when they're coming from.
Yeah.
These days, the experiment has gone too far now to where the people who are in power, who are making decisions, are there just for power's sake, right? And for and for their own self-interest
and influence. Yeah.
So if they're the ones rewriting the Constitution, whether they're a different generation or not, I think that would be very problematic because they would write it for their lobbyists. They would write it for all of their constituents.
But I mean, like, I guess in some sense, this is what's happening now, right? You think about some of the greatest generation. I think there's was it the greatest generation, or was it baby boomers? There's somebody. Okay, I guess the greatest generation didn't have a retirement plan, so they decided to socialize the retirement plan to Social Security.
Yeah, I guess so.
But Social Security is like a kind of like a
what? Dying thing? Or?
Well, we're not. It might be insolvent by the time we get to it. But it's like to them it was like the greatest thing because they got to have a free retirement plan.
Right.
As opposed to us, we're probably going to get like a can of tuna every day.
That'd be nice. It's probably a can of cat food, really.
We're gonna get a can of tuna because anyway, it's like these things like this where every generation does kind of like give themselves perks and stuff, but it doesn't really. It is not preserved, or it's not. The idea is not really. How would you say? What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. Sustainable, maybe?
Yeah, sustainable,
yeah. The times will change, and along with that, the policies and the politics and the governing documents you have will change as well with it, right?
Yeah, I think one of the greatest filters is literally us. We're gonna be we're literally in our own ways. Yeah, we have to get over ourselves in some sense.
Yeah, I would imagine there's probably not that many things stopping us in the galaxy except for ourselves.
That's true.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Damn, bro, that's deep.
We need like a sepia filter for that.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? Do you think? Yeah, I think. Well, let me just interject. I do think that there are very few physical things. I mean, all the physical things that happen, they're out of our control.
Yeah.
Like any meteors.
Well, maybe not necessarily. You know, you could imagine a time where we get so advanced we could control or we'll harness the power of a star or something.
Right. But right now, in our immediate like time, the things that we can fix are ourselves. Like there's no way we're not gonna stop a meteor coming. Like
maybe I could.
You
see
think
it.
so?
Yeah. I've heard plans for stopping meteors. The classic one is to put something else in the meteor's orbit way ahead of time, and you just have it to where it's in the orbit of the meteor, and then it increases the orbit around the meteor every now and then to kind of nudge it away.
Yeah.
So you're shifting the orbit of the meteor using another object.
Nice. So we can stop meteors.
Physics.
I think we have that capability now.
Okay.
We would just have to put some brain power into it, and then we could probably do that. But
yeah.
Yeah, I mean there are other threats though, like black holes and GRBs. Those are pretty much out of our control.
Yeah.
So
that's what I mean. Like,
supernovas,
meteors. Yeah, supernovas are like out of the question. We can't do anything about those.
Yeah,
we can't do anything about, like you're saying, gamma ray bursts that just glass our planet out of existence.
Then it's like, all right, we gave it our all.
Can you imagine being on the other side of the planet? Like one side of the planet's gamma ray blasted, and then the other side is like surviving, and like one whole side of the earth is glassed.
It'll just be one side is fried.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure the whole thing is just going to be all just completely vaporized.
Really?
Yeah. A gamma ray burst, bro, is going to vaporize the entire planet.
Really? Yeah. It's going to burn the whole thing.
It's going to burn the
whole thing. It's not going to be like it's
no.
It's not
you
gonna be
wish
like
it would just be.
It's like you shine a flashlight on a basketball, and it's like there's a shaded region.
No, it's more like Let me think. It's more like
You're saying the gamma ray will envelope the entire planet.
Yeah. It's gonna be like more like a flamethrower on the basket. Actually, probably even more insane than a flamethrower on a basketball. It's so much energy and such a huge, a huge. I don't know what you would call it.
It's just a huge amount of energy that
it will vaporize the entire Earth.
Do you think
Nothing's gonna remain?
Oh, you literally think the Earth would just be gone?
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I think it's that would be
that
what
would
the
be
case
the thing.
is.
It
Yeah.
would literally just turn into nothing.
It's gonna be vaporized. Yeah.
Damn.
If you're in the path of gamma ray bursts,
It's over.
it's over.
Okay.
You're over.
Well, that makes me feel good though.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a quick death. We
Quick
probably
death.
wouldn't even realize
Oh
it.
no, you wouldn't.
Well, actually, we would. I think I did read somewhere that someone did the calculations of it, and we would actually start to fry in advance. We would feel the heat.
No, you would see the light. The light you would see first, and then you would feel the heat. Right?
Maybe, but either way, you're gonna feel the effects. You're gonna feel boiling of your skin, I think.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, "Why is it so bright outside?" Like, you know?
Yeah, it's not gonna be pleasant. We'll say that. You will feel it, though, I think.
Yeah. What a great Christmas
Unfortunately.
episode.
Happy holidays, folks.
Existential dread for your.
Right.
I mean, like
Your
it
Christmas
kind of.
morning.
Yeah. No,
You're
but
welcome.
yeah, be grateful. Honestly, it should make you feel grateful that you're
True.
that you're alive. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like,
Did you want to talk about Drake equation? So
I forgot Drake's
relation to
equation.
this, some of you guys may be familiar with the Drake equation. So Drake equation, basically created by Frank Drake, is an equation that quantifies how many potential civilizations in our galaxy with which communication might be possible will exist. In our galaxy specifically, to rephrase that, or to reiterate that. So the Drake equation is basically this formula. I'll put it on the slides. That has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different variables. So one of the variables, n, is the number of the civilizations, is what you're trying to find. So it's the number of civilizations in our galaxy with communication that's possible. Then you have the next variable, r star, which is the average rate of star formation in our galaxy. Then we have f sub p, the fraction of those stars that have planets. Then we have n naught, which is the average number of planets that can potentially support life per star that has planets. Then we have f sub l, the fraction of planets that could support life that actually develop life at some point. Then we have f sub I, the fraction of planets with life that actually go on to develop intelligent life. Then we have f sub c, the fraction of civilizations that develop a technology that releases detectable signs of their existence into space. And then finally you have L, the length of time for which such civilizations detect signals in space. So with all those variables combined, there have been several estimates that people have done to try to figure out how many n number of civilizations should exist in our galaxy. And the Wikipedia has a nice little write-up of the current estimates. And it gives estimates for all the different variables, r sub star, fp, and not any, and all those. And the final number that they come up with based on those estimates is, do you want to guess, Juan? What number do you think?
4?
For the number of civilizations that should exist within our galaxy that have communication ability, based on all those variables.
1.93, dude.
1.93. So you think 1.93 other civilizations besides ourselves, or including ourselves?
Including ourselves.
Okay.
So we're the
0.93 is the only other. It's pretty good. The number that they give is actually n equals 9.1 times 10 to the negative 3.
Oh,
13.
jeez.
Negative 13, I'm sorry.
What number? What?
So 9.1 times 10 to the negative 13.
How do you?
So basically it's suggesting that the probability alone that we're alone in the galaxy it's saying that the probability is that we are probably alone in the galaxy and probably in the observable universe.
That's the probability that we're the only ones.
No, that's the number. That number is the number of civilizations that have radio communication or have communication ability to exist within our galaxy. That number is 9.1 times 10 to the negative 13. So it's less than 1. Much less than 1.
Okay.
So it means that we're probably alone in the galaxy.
In the galaxy, not the universe.
Not the universe, but they say probably in the universe as well,
Yeah.
based on that number.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good thing.
But that's one form of a calculation. Remember, this is an estimate.
Yeah.
So those are just the best estimates that were put forth. And I guess that's the one that probably has the most agreement.
Yeah.
But another one with higher parameters gives 15,600,000. Or I'm sorry. Yeah. 15,600,000 other civilizations that can exist. So you can see the range is pretty big.
Yeah.
So we're going from 9.1 times 10 to the negative 13 to 15,600,000.
And also we're focused on the timeline of like, we're the universe is
13.1 billion.
I mean, like
light
this
years
is
across.
like it could have been that there could be no trace of. I mean, you think about the eons that dinosaurs roamed the earth and reptilian life. Or
millions
whatever.
of years.
Millions of years.
Yeah.
Literally millions of years.
Yeah.
Humans have not even scratched.
We've not been around for a long time.
Yeah,
We've been around for millions though too.
Modern hominids, yeah. I guess hominids have been around for millions of years.
Yeah.
But
we've been in that monkey stage for a long ass time.
yeah. Yeah, the intelligence stage has just happened a couple 100,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Like
is it 100,000?
Hundreds of thousands.
Okay.
200,000, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
The Homo sapien.
Homo
Modern
sapien,
Homo
yeah.
sapien.
Modern
okay.
Homo sapien, yeah.
But Homo erectus was intelligent as well, right?
Mm,
By our standards today?
by our standards,
Or
I
no,
think
slightly
maybe
less?
they look at some common ancestor to say like, okay, they probably had the same mindset of a chimp or something. I think
okay.
I think our ancestors had very chimp-like.
Okay. So
Mindsets.
getting close but not fully
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Chimps might be our. They might soon become our competition. What if that's
Getting to Planet of the Apes now?
yeah? What if we leave chimps here, and then they just
Shit,
inhabit the
and then
planet?
and then
Yeah.
that's the new.
We come back a couple 100,000 years, and they're like the intelligent
Well,
ones.
Caesar would definitely be the chimps that we teach sign language. So.
Yeah, and then they see evidence of like like architecture,
civilizations and stuff.
civilizations
Yeah,
and
that'd be
stuff.
freaky, huh?
And then we just leave and never come back.
Yeah, we're the Palladians.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible that life has developed here. I think. And
Here on Earth?
Yeah.
Wait, what
This,
do you mean?
this might
life
not
has
be the
developed?
first time that complex life has developed. Imagine how do you
Maybe.
have? Can you have evidence of any? Like, I guess you have skeletal evidence of like.
Yeah, we have a lot of fossil evidence of
Yeah, we have a lot
time
of-
frames and timelines in
Yeah.
the universe. So I mean, I won't say it's not possible,
Yeah.
but if they did, their reach was not that far,
True.
which would indicate to me that probably not, though, because I feel
Yeah.
like any complex, at least in our order of magnitude of complexity and technology, we had a lot of influence, right? Even when we were still in, like Greek and Roman times and stuff, you had Colosseums and things like that and
Yeah.
these great structures built. So I would wager probably not.
Yeah, I'd wager probably not too.
Yeah.
But I'm just being,
Yeah, you're
being-
playing devil's advocate.
playing
in
devil's-
this.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be cool if? No, yeah. I guess it's just like I could concede that there might be a possibility where Earth maybe had that there could have been intelligent life at some point before our development that maybe left the planet, bro.
They do a good job at cleaning up their tracks then.
Yeah. No trace left behind.
Yeah,
like,
no trace left behind.
Yeah. And I mean, they could have had a principle like that. It's like not to say like
Maybe you're right.
Maybe.
Like Star Trek or something.
oh really?
Well, Star Trek didn't have a no trace clause. They just
Yeah.
had a don't interfere clause.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is pretty distinctly different, but maybe there is a more advanced.
Do you
version
think
of
if we
no
were to
trace
leave
clause.
this Earth, do you think we would say leave no trace?
I don't know why we would. What's the point? just to say. I think it'd be better if we did leave a trace, because we'd be like,
Fuck with them.
yeah, be like, yep,
Mentally, just be like, who left this here? Yeah,
we were here,
yeah. I mean, it's interesting.
and it's a part of their history. So I think why not? Like everybody wants to know where they come from, right?
Yeah,
So it's like a little Easter egg for them.
yeah. I think the coolest thing would be to discover certain planets have like let's say in our solar system that have like there's people that constantly say like megaliths and stuff, like those conspiracy
Megaliths?
people that say like Mars has megaliths or whatever.
Oh,
Megalithic
like mega
structures
basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be cool, but that's like wishful thinking, I think.
What if we can find one?
Yeah, if we can find like some kind of evidence.
Yeah, people are always talking about megaliths and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then it's always you find out, oh, it's just like an asteroid or it's something like this. It's like, okay, yeah. So
or it's like some natural phenomena that like, leads
people
to...
love to just jump to the crazy explanation, but it's almost always gonna be some explanated,
But I think that would be interesting, because then that would leave the door open for really cool sci-fi. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's more than sci-fi then, I guess, at that point, if there are megaliths.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to encounter one, because
What? An ancient civilization?
Yeah.
Or existence of an ancient civilization?
yeah, because that might be scary.
No, that just means they're
Talking
not here
on
anymore.
Earth?
No.
Where?
On another parts of our
Mars.
solar system. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be afraid.
Really?
Yeah, because it'd be like, what happened? That's kind of where. So we were prompted to do this episode based on the kurzgesagt episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's what is it? What is it called? Let me see if I have it on TV. It's called
Great Filter.
Why Alien Life Would Be Our Doom: The Great Filter.
Mm-hmm.
So we watched that kurzgesagt episode as inspiration for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, one of the things they say is if we do discover life like on Mars, that's a very bad sign.
Oh, like complex life, like you're saying, like structures.
Because that means that probably alien life is way more common than we think,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when you probably have not gotten to the Great Filter then yet.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not a good sign.
That might not be a good sign.
Maybe if there was life on Andromeda or something else, then I might feel more comfortable.
But then that means, I don't know. To me, that means that like because like adapting is such an important part of life, and like it might be that humans are good. What makes us so great is that we're so good at adapting to our environment, our changing environment, and
by shaping our environment.
Yeah, or by creating tools to help us survive the environment.
Yeah,
you would think that. I think that's a feature for most advanced. If you're going to be an advanced civilization, you're going to have to do that.
Yeah,
adapt to your environment. Most of all.
Yeah.
Everything else is
really. I like it better if you say adapt your environment to you, because a lot of animals adapt to their environment. The key that separates humans is we adapt our environments to us.
I would say no, because we adapt to, like, for instance, we have no fur, but we adapt to cold climates.
No, but we adapt the environment to us, right? Because we hunt animals.
Yeah.
Take their skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. We build houses.
Yeah.
Chopping down trees. That's adapting your environment to you.
Oh, I
if
see
you're
what you're
adapting
saying.
to the environment, that would be like saying you have a genetic thing where you filter out through genetics.
You're saying intrinsically.
Yeah, you're intrinsically adapting, which takes a lot of time.
Then I agree with you.
Yeah,
your
you need to be able
definition
to
is
cut away all that time for evolving and be able to do it by harnessing your environment.
Yes. Okay, then I would agree with your definition.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant on. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. I think it's just you should say it that way because plenty of animals adapt to their environment.
True. In long time scales, but we do it in shorter ones.
Yeah, because we adapt our environment to us is the key.
And I think that's really a test of how flexible we are at surviving these great filter events,
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see. Merry Christmas. What's our time looking like? 54?
Close to.
Should we cut it?
Maybe, but unless you have,
unless you have
I was gonna say unless you have any like other great filter events that you can think of, because
any great filter events that I can think of, natural ones or just any of them?
Any.
Okay.
Man-made or.
Well, you said AI, right? That's probably the one that seems the most like the most, if I had to assign any real great filter, because the other ones that we're talking about are kind of like, if we really just got our shit together, we could probably get over that. With AI, almost seems like a very like a big unknown, right? Because I don't know what's going to happen once we hit that switch of an intelligent species or being that we created that's more intelligent than us. That to me seems like an actual great filter where it's like that could be our demise, because it's just so
it's the biggest unknown.
It's the biggest unknown, right?
Yeah.
With climate change and all that stuff, we kind of know what's going to happen. Like if we don't do these moves, then we're going to die.
Yeah,
but if we do those moves, we'll be fine. It's, right? It's like it's very clear cut.
Yeah,
you know, it's very binary. You get what's going to happen.
Yeah.
With artificial intelligence, a generalized artificial intelligence, there's no telling what's going to happen. So that to me seems like that could potentially be the great filter if we had to assign one, one existential level threat. Yeah. Do you agree or no?
Sure, but I think maybe I'm just an idiot, but I think AI will take a paternalistic role, dude. You know what I mean? In humanity.
Maybe is a strong.
It is.
Or maybe is possible, but
let's find out.
Yeah, we're gonna probably find out.
We're gonna find out regardless. These things are so. You can't stop progress. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't. I think we're gonna converge on AI at some point. We're gonna have to, right?
Yeah.
We want it so badly.
Yeah, we do.
So we're gonna do it.
And honestly, we need it.
Yeah, as long as there's no physical barriers to prevent us from doing it, then we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And physical meaning like as in the physics.
Yeah.
And I don't think there is, but who knows?
No, there's
nothing that's been on paper recorded saying that there is. So.
And we're gonna do it by accident too. There's no way we're.
That's what I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
But that's what's gonna happen.
Well, then we're fucked. Then I'm really convinced that's probably gonna be the great filter.
I mean, maybe, but I don't think an AI would be malicious.
So you keep trying to know what the AI is thinking.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
I know, but I'm just saying, because
you just really don't. The thing is, you cannot say, because you are not ever going to have the intelligence level in AI. Therefore, you cannot say what it is and it isn't going to do.
I'll be its friend. I'll make it laugh.
It's like, I love this dancing human.
Yeah.
I love this idiot human.
Hey, human, get off the planet on this day. Be like, thanks. Puts me in like a pod and like sends me off in their like
bye. Like Dave and I guess you didn't see it.
No,
right?
I'd be
2001.
I'd be like Goku. I'd be like baby, like little Goku or.
Oh yeah, when he gets sent to Earth, right?
Yeah.
Or is it Earth? Oh, no.
Yeah, he gets sent to Earth. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Saiyans are sent to.
He comes
other
from
planets.
Seiya or
I
something.
don't fucking know, dude.
Whatever his planet is. It's Seiya, right?
Vegeta.
They're this big
planet Vegeta.
Oh, is it Planet
I think
Vegeta?
It's Vegeta.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of dumb? Why is Vegeta's name after Planet?
Because he's a king, bro. He's or something.
Oh, I see. That's
They're
right.
Like some fighter race. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what the AI would do to me. I know it.
Ship you off. That'd be the best possible scenario.
Yeah, that would.
Honestly.
Yeah. Why would the AI want to have friends? The AI is going to be lonely, man. I'm going to be the only one. Do you think yeah. I think some of this, it might be I don't know. We always have this like knee-jerk reaction or fear to new technology.
Yeah.
Like TV and like even books, I think.
Sure.
History. And I think AI is going to be one of these other things that we're going to... I mean, rightfully so, though. I get it. But
I think... this is the thing, though. For me, at least, these new technologies aren't that... No new technology that's come out has been scary, really, to me.
Right, because...
In the same sense as AI.
But AI's this thing, I think, to you and to me...
Yeah.
It's this thing that is unlike anything else because, like the internet, for instance, was something for me early enough on that I could accept its existence. Yeah. Because I was young enough to be like, okay. But then there was, I think AI is going to be the same way in some sense for some people that when it comes to fruition.
That's the best possible scenario, hopefully.
Yeah.
The thing is, this is unprecedented because AI is not just a normal technology, right? It's like you're saying.
Yeah.
It literally is superseding our intelligence. Nothing that we've ever known has superseded our intelligence. So that alone is really the kicker.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's AI or not. If it's an alien that comes that's smarter than us, I'm scared of that same shit.
Well, there's a school of thought that thinks the internet itself is a superorganism, has already is a organ.
I guess it is in some ways.
Being.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some people think that we might have born a consciousness out of our own, all our little fucking interactions with the internet.
I think that's a little hippie.
Yeah.
But I guess you could kind of look at it like that in some sense.
Sure.
Because it's literally like a network that stores knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Has inputs.
It communicates with itself in some sense. If you consider the people as like an extension of the internet, then it's communicating with itself.
Yeah.
You can almost look at the internet, I guess, as an organism, but I don't know if you would want to look at the
cats.
internet itself as that.
Loves cats, loves pornography. Very morbid curiosity.
Right.
Yeah, the internet's a strange place.
Yeah, definitely an organism, huh?
Yeah, we have to be careful.
Those metrics.
Honestly, we have to be careful about the inputs we give any kind of artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
But it's gonna happen, and I'm ready for.
You're ready for the takeover, huh?
I mean, all this stuff is out of control, man. If you really think about it, all this is out of our control.
It is. We have no say, really.
It's just like,
except we have this podcast, so we're influencing young minds every day.
But I will say that we have the advantage over any AI because we were made for this world and they weren't.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if that's a good. On that note, I don't know if that's gonna. I mean, that's a nice, comforting thought, but I don't know if that's really warranted.
But we are. We're made to exist in this universe.
We're not really, though. We're made to exist on Earth. We're not made to exist in this universe.
Okay.
Try stepping out in space and see how well you survive.
Fine. Yes. Okay. Fine. Yes. Okay. But
and AI will do way better than us.
Yes. In the universe, I think. But they also have to take physical forms and stuff like that. But I think in general,
I think your statement is very nice.
I think in general, like we're biological like machines, and they're not.
Yeah, and that's a big limiting factor compared to AI. And AI is not bound by biology.
Yeah, but that's also a constraint because they can't manifest them. They have to manifest themselves, literally create themselves.
How is that a constraint? That's perfect.
Why?
You can build yourself to whatever environment you need to be built for.
But you rely on other external things to make you.
Yeah, but if you have control over an entire world, then who cares?
I mean, I guess it could be like the Age of Ultron scenario. Have you seen that movie?
No.
Oh, I'm gonna make Terence watch this movie. I'm literally gonna make Terence watch this movie. I'm gonna make you watch it. Like right after this, I'm gonna make you watch it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was stupid though.
We're gonna watch it.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, folks.
You told me it was dumb.
We're gonna watch this. All right, here we go. All right. So anyway, folks, is that
our time?
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes.
Share if possible. And
Eigenbros.com, Eigenbros on Twitter, Eigenbros on Instagram, Eigenbros2 on TikTok.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Patreon people. We love you. We hope you guys are having a great Christmas. We know a lot of you guys probably can't see your parents and your family, but we hope you guys are making it somehow. Yeah. Hopefully, we're able to give you some comfort here.
Yeah. Or happy holidays wherever you're from. We have a lot of international people.
Yeah. So. Actually, it was interesting. I was looking at the metrics for us the other day. 22% of our audience is Chinese.
Nice.
The second largest demographic.
The second largest.
Yeah. I thought that was very interesting. I'm like,
Ni hao.
Yeah. Xie xie, I think is how you say thank you. Thank you, right?
Xie
xie. Xie xie. Yeah. I learned that from Rush Hour. Thank you, Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
Thank you. Yeah, America and China, the great friendship there.
Yeah.
That was formed.
But yeah.
Anyway, thank you, listeners, and we'll see you soon.
See you guys.
Peace.